Ask Dan Schneider. Z Najibullah asked me, Dan, what is the best poet that you ever knew? Well, the best poet that I ever knew, other than myself, would probably have been a writer named Greg Clark. I mean, technically, I would say my wife Jessica has written a number of great poems of anyone that I knew. But Greg Clark was a poet I met at a group called the Uptown Poetry Group in Minneapolis back 20 plus years ago. He wrote poems that were sort of a blend between E. Cummings and Wallace Stevens. They were philosophical, they were lyrical, and he was the first poet that I met that I learned from anything really. And it wasn't because I think, necessarily understood what he was doing, but he had a good intuitive sense. And that's one of the things that separates a great artist from a non great artist. Of course, as I said, I don't know if he had an understanding of all the good stuff that he could do. I lost touch with him though after I left Minneapolis. Actually, a few years before he had left Minneapolis, he had come and gone, and I looked for him online. He's in my missing in action poets list on Cosmoetica. But I would surely like to know whatever became of him. I'd like to know more about where he is. So anyone who has known Greg Clark, a poet in his early or mid 50s now, he's a year or two older than me, get him in contact with me or tell him to just look me up online. So, anyway, if I had to pick the one poet that I'd like to recontact with, and also the best poet that I knew personally in my own personal experience, other than myself or my wife, it would be Greg Clark.